Hare Krishna, this is Navneet, and I welcome you to Vyasa Astro channel. And this is one of unique occasions of my life where Rudra Vedic Academy and my channel has achieved 200,000 followers, and I wanted to do my first video after 2,000, 200,000 subscribers with none other than my mentor, my friend, my elder brother, right, and someone from whom I have learned and cherished many moments of my life. Welcome, Dr. Pai, to my channel.
Thank you very much, Navneet ji. And आपको बहुत बधाई हो. This is not a small thing, it's a big milestone that you have achieved. And this is something that I knew that you would achieve very, very soon because it is your passion. It is something you are such an eloquent speaker. You win people's hearts with the way that you teach. I have said I've been a big fan of your teachings as well. So this is a great achievement for you and for people who follow you and for Rudra Vedic Academy. So this is a great milestone. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Pai. And I want that you should bless my channel with whatever topic you have, and I'm sure the pearls of wisdom, and we all are eagerly waiting for it, sir.
Yes, yes. I thought I will share something which has been very close to my heart, and I've presented this many a times, but the way that I will present it today for your audiences and people who love nakshatras. So I said, let me teach you about a very easy system to look at karmas in a nakshatra.
Wow.
It's such a fascinating system that I'm going to teach. I'm sure that um, people have not looked at it from this perspective, but I'm going to share some things. And please, Navneet ji, you can intervene anytime and you can add because you also bring in a lot of wisdom. So please do that whenever you feel the need. Now, uh, when I started going into the depth of nakshatras, and this I've been doing for very many years, then I started looking at nakshatras as storehouses of our karmas. Now, if you look at the Panchanga based system, Navneet ji, in the Panchanga based system, which is the five limbs of the quality of time, nakshatras is associated with the Vayu Tattva, which means the air element. And nakshatras is also seen in Panchanga to help you to combat the good and the bad karmas that are there within your chart. You can overcome that by looking at the nakshatras. So I said, is there a system which our ancients must have left for us where we can intuitively tune into the karmic uh, seeds which are there? Yes, I found two systems after thorough research. So the first system is some time we will discuss another time, which is on the basis purely on tattvas, which I have taught in my nakshatra courses as well. The tattva based system is where the first set of five nakshatras, which is Ashwini to Mragashira, is Prithvi. Then the set of next six nakshatras which follow that is Jala, water. And then the next five is Agni. The next five again is Vayu. And the last five is Akash, which is from Dhanishta Nakshatra to Revati Nakshatra in that order. you would see that it is Akash Tattva. So there you can also decipher a lot of karmas that are residing in the nakshatras we can see. Now today I'm going to teach you another beautiful system, which that's what, thanks to all our ancients, they have left these trails for us to walk the path. And after a lot of thought, I got this system and I cracked the code. Lot of thought is, I'll give you, let's start with the Shiva Parivar, which is the family of Lord Shiva. So, Navneet ji, you know what is the Parivar of Shiva? Because see, if you look at a Brahma, Prajapati, he doesn't have a Parivar, which means he doesn't have children. He has a consort, he has a spouse, but he doesn't have
Correct.
he doesn't have children. Same with Vishnu. But Shiva has a Parivar, which means he has a family. So, Navneet ji, what is the family that we know of Shiva?
So there were two sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha, and Ma Parvati. And then we have their Vahans, right? Uh, and I've seen that all of them are with exactly opposite mindset and opposite traits, yet together. That's what I have learned in Shiv Mahapuran, that how you can be, you can have a great family with people with opposite nature and opposite mindset, still working as a collective unit, as a team. Dr. Pai, whenever we got a problem in our life, I and Nitika, my wife, we always say that if we can work around this problem as a team, right, will be able to get over it. I alone or she alone will not be able to. So what I have learned about Shiva's family is, from a peacock to a rat, all together. I mean, peacock eats rat, and then they're still together in the same family, living together, is what I've learned, that, we should live, we have unique personalities, but we should always work as a unit, as a team. And that's what this is a great example of Shiva's family.
Absolutely. I think you have hit the nail. It is indeed a family, but the family that we know commonly is still an incomplete family. It's not the complete family.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me narrate to you what I'm hinting at. Okay. Like you said, there are so many differences that is there within this family, like you said in Mahashiv Shiv Puran. So look at Shiva. Shiva's mount, vehicle, or Vahana, or Savari, also they say, is Nandi the bull, the masculine. And Durga or Parvati's mount is either the tiger or the lion, lioness or the tigress. So if you tell to the bull that you are the husband, and if I tell to the tigress that you are the wife, are they compatible in real life, in nature,
No.
naturally? No. Similarly, Navjit ji, he has a serpent around his neck.
Yeah.
And in North India, we say Ganapati or Ganesh ji is the Jeshta Raja, which means he's the elder one. That's why
Yes.
he's called as Jeshta Raja.
Yeah.
If you come to down south, they will say it is Kartikeya,
Kartikeya,
but
yeah.
in the north it is Jeshta Raja. So he has, his mount is the Mushaka, which is the rat. If I tell to the Vasuki serpent around Shiva's neck that you are the father, and if I tell to the rat that you are Ganapati's Vahana, you are the son, in nature are they very compatible?
No, no, they are. I mean, I mean, for the rat, the snake is a predator, so it's over.
Exactly. Exactly. You see that the predator,
Yeah,
for same, similarly for the tigress, the cow, which is the
yeah,
male bull, can be
predator.
the
Yeah,
prey,
yeah,
right? Similarly, if I tell to the serpent, which is Vasuki around Shiva's neck, the garland, you are the father, and if I tell to Kartikeya, Subramanya, whose mount is the peacock, you are the son, will the serpent and the peacock will be compatible
never.
in nature? Never.
Never. Yeah.
So, do you see that there is a lot of incompatibility which is there within the Shiva Parivar, but they are still living as a full family, even though their mounts are different, they are predators and prey to each other, but they form. So, whenever we see the Parivar, we are seeing something we want to bring into our life, which means the problem with us is we try to say, I am a bull and I eat grass. So you are a tigress. So you should eat grass. Now the tigress will say, what are you eating grass? How can you bring strength to you? Eat little bit of meat,
Yeah.
isn't it? So this is the conflict which is there, but still they are one family. Now, Navneet ji, this is building up the storyline. Actually, do you know there is one more? I mean, there are many other children, but I will come. There is an elder sibling to Ganesh ji and Kartikeya. Do you know who that is?
The daughter?
They have a daughter.
Yeah, they have a daughter. Yeah.
Do you know the name of the daughter?
Oh.
The name of the daughter is called as Ashoka Sundari.
Yeah, Ashok Sundari, yeah.
She's also called as Bala Tripura Sundari.
Absolutely. One of
Okay,
the best Mahavidyas.
exactly. One of the Mahavidyas. So, if you really have to know the genesis of all of them, will give you the karmic secrets which are there in the nakshatras. And that is what I'm trying to build the story today. Because when we start storytelling, as we are, when we are young, we can easily narrate it and people can easily understand and grasp the concepts very easily. So when Shiva and Parvati got married, Shiva is a mendicant. He had told Parvati, look, I am a yogi. I'm a Adi yogi. I cannot put food on the table for you. I am sitting in my dhyan. I am sitting on the, snow-capped mountains. I can't put the food. Parvati said, don't worry, I will take care of everything. So it's a matriarchal family lineage if you look at Shiva Parivar, which means matriarchal means it is Parvati who took the seat and who was driving the family. So when Parvati saw that all of that, the Shiva Ganas are taking instructions from her, but she was very, very depressed deep inside because she had no companion to talk to. So she was sitting under a tree one day and she wished, I hope and I wish that I had somebody like a friend that I can talk to. And suddenly from that tree, a damsel, a young girl who is the age of 12, 13, 14 years, she just appeared and she said, I am your friend. And that is becomes the first child of, and she has come from a tree which is called as Ashoka. Ashoka means no grief, sorrowless tree.
Yes.
See, even Sita Mata, when she was abducted and taken, Ravana had kept her in Ashoka Vati, which means a garden full of Ashoka trees.
Yes.
Right? So that's why her name is Ashoka Sundari. Sundari she's a very young, lady, but she's come and emerged from the Ashoka tree.
And in India also, almost every home we have Ashoka trees. It is definitely a
It's
symbol.
good for the women.
Yeah.
Ayurveda says it is good to remove grief, especially who are going through hormonal changes. They take Ashoka as a supplement in Ayurveda to overcome the mood swings that they can go through. Ashoka can help you to combat that. So what I'm hinting towards is the first emergence of life for the parivar of Shiva. The origin is the tree. So remember this first point I'm saying. Ashoka Sundari, she's emerged from a tree. The next sibling, if you say it is Jeshtharaja Ganapati, who is next, He has come from earth, which means it is the, yeah, Mother Parvati used the dirt from her skin and the clay, and she shaped him and infused life. So he has connection with the Mooladhara chakra and to Mother Earth.
Correct.
So the first thing I said is the tree. The second origin that you see the connection with Ganapati is the rat, because a rat goes into burrows into the earth. It's a earth animal, four-legged, and it is always the house rat, we say, Mushaka, lives inside burrows in places where you can't see. And the next child, which is Kartikeya, his mount is a bird which can fly. Do you see the connection what I'm trying to make? The first child is from a tree origin. Second is from the earth, which means which likes animal, which likes to go inside the earth, stays there. And the third is from it's a bird, which is
Yeah.
Kartikeya's vehicle.
Yes.
Two vehicles, there are two associations of Kartikeya with birds.
Mhm.
What happens is when Kartikeya goes to have a battle with the Sura Padman, is an Asura. Padman is an Asura, Sura Padman. He starts creating magic because they are all sorcerers, they are magicians. So he turns himself into, after fighting with him very long battles, he turns himself into a mango tree to disguise himself.
Wow.
And he takes his spear, Kartikeya, Subramanya, Skanda, and he throws the spear. The mango tree, remember, I'm giving you some hints. The mango tree splits into two halves. One of the half becomes the peacock, the bird. The other becomes the rooster, which goes and sits on the flag of Kartikeya.
Wow.
So one becomes the Vahana, the other sits on his flag. So two birds, the connection again we are seeing. So this gave me the entire story of what I want to reveal today,
I'm excited. Very excited.
right? So इसलिए Navneet ji, you see nakshatras are connected to, there are trees associated with nakshatras. There are animal yoni which is connected to nakshatras, and there are birds also connected to nakshatras.
Absolutely.
See, there's also show us our genesis through which we have evolved. That is the most important thing that I wanted to share with you today. See, plants, there are four forms of life which is given in our shastras, how we come into existence here. The shastras talk about four different ways we can take birth. One, through plants. The plants will always give through birth through seeds. Seeds. That's why it is called as udbija. Ja means to be born from. Animals which give birth as mammals. Mammals means they have a womb and they carry and they grow the child inside the body of the female. Only then, after a few months or few days or whatever, whenever the child is ready, they will deliver the child. So birth is happening inside the body of the animal. They are called as pindaja.
Pindaja, yes.
That is why we do pindadana, because we are honoring the womb, and we are honoring three generations of wombs that we have taken birth from. That's why we do pindadan, three pindas shrad, we say, three rice cakes,
Yeah.
three pindi.
Yeah.
You understand? Pinda means womb. Ja means born from womb. And then the third type of animals which are born are from eggs. They're called as andaja, eggs, which are reptiles, some reptiles and birds. They all come, certain serpents, certain amphibious creatures also form. Like some frogs, species of frogs can be born from eggs, but generally all birds are seen from eggs. They are called as andajas. Last fourth one is called, it is called as Shvetaja. Shvetaja means born from salt saline water, which is your all microorganisms, viruses, amoeba, all of those microorganisms are born in Shveta. Shveta means it is connected to sweat, saline water. For us, our importance is not those microorganisms. Our interest is the evolution of life that has happened on Earth is through this. So, if you know the evolution, the first form of life which came onto this planet is the trees, or we can say plants, phytoplanktons, which means first they started in the oceans like seaweeds and other things. Then slowly as land emerged, there was vegetation which came on land. They have been there on this planet much before that, any other forms of life have come here. So they are the first forms of life here, which is plants
Correct.
and trees and other things.
Correct.
The next you can see there have different variations of animals started coming from the water onto land creatures who could have. So then they started getting legs. This is the evolution. And then we also had certain things which could fly. So these were, they have wings. So when I saw this, I said, remember this theory that I'm teaching you today. If you have anything to resolve karmas related to your past, then go to the nakshatra trees. If you have anything to deal with the present, nakshatra trees means Ashoka Sundari. Go to, the Mahavidyas. Otherwise, you will not be able to resolve, or you go to the Shri Vidya, which is Shri Chakra, which is nothing but Lalita,
Yeah.
Tripura Sundari. She sits at the center of the Shri Chakra of the Shri Yantra. So that is Mata Rani for your past to heal that too. They protect you, they give you guidance, and they also provide a shield. Anything to do with the present, go to the nakshatra animals. And anything that you want to heal about the future, go to the nakshatra birds. They all have three deities. One is Tripura Sundari, Shri Vidya, Shri Matre Namaha. Lord Ganapati is all about the current, and Subramanya about the future. They are holding the forts. So, if you understand this, you will be able to resolve much of the things that you think. First of all, you don't even know where is the karmas coming from. Is it from the past? Is it our present? Or about the future? So, if you think there is something that you want to influence the future, then you go to the birds, feed the birds related to your nakshatra. Okay. Now, one more fascinating thing. I'll share my screen and I'll show you something. But before, one more fascinating thing that I wanted to share, Navneet ji, is another observation that I made in my discovery with nakshatras. Is like all of these deities have a savari. Savari means a vehicle, a mount. We also need to tame the energies associated with the animal to be able to combat the challenges of our current life. Let me give you an example just to understand. Okay, now Navneet you must be knowing in Jyotish Shastra, in astrology, Vedic astrology, which bhava we see for pet animals, which house,
The sixth house.
correct? And sixth house is also where we see all our enemies, Rogha Sthana, Shatru Sthana, Prarabdha Karmas, our daily errands, everything is sixth house,
We
where
are
we
born
see
from
all
sixth
the
house.
challenges. Huh?
We are born from the sixth house.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So if you understand, we are seeing the sixth house and we need to tame the energies of the sixth house. Now, if you understand the cycles of nakshatras, I'll just give you an example. Now, Vishaka Nakshatra, if you just think about it, the fourth pada of Vishaka, which is sitting in Scorpio sign. Vishaka is the birth star of Subramanya or Kartikeya.
Correct.
That's why he's called as Vishaka. Remember, I told you the tree, which is the mango tree, he split the mango tree into two halves, and one became Surapadniman was killed, and he became one became the mount peacock, and the other went on to his flag,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rooster. So if you go to the sixth house from there, Aries, Kritika Nakshatra, the bird associated with Kritika is the peacock.
Correct.
So if you see Kartikeya has to tame the energies of a peacock, only then it will become the way that he will master that energy.
It will make him complete.
Complete, exactly. Do you
Yeah.
get it?
Yeah.
Now, the Lord of Bharani Nakshatra, the Vedic Lord of Bharani is Yam or
Yama.
Yama.
Yeah.
That is in Aries. So if he has to tame, he has to go to the sixth house from there. Go to Hasta Nakshatra. The vehicle or the mount is the buffalo, the water buffalo. That is his vehicle.
Yeah.
Hasta falls in the sixth from
Six.
Aries.
Yes.
Correct? Jyeshta Nakshatra, the Lord is Indra.
Correct.
Sixth house from there. Bharani Nakshatra, the animal spirit is an elephant. So he sits on the Ahiravat, the elephant. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Same. Mragashira Nakshatra is the birth star of Parvati Mata,
Bhagavati. Yes.
Bhagavati.
Yeah.
So if you think the first two padas of Mragashira Nakshatra, the sixth house from there, if you go, you will find Chitra Nakshatra, which is a tigress. That is the mount of Ma Bhagavati.
Oh, okay.
So are you getting a link what I'm trying to say? That means whatever is your nakshatra of your birth, which I would say typically your moon nakshatra.
Correct.
Take the degree of your moon nakshatra. Go exactly to the sixth house where the degree falls, whatever nakshatra is, that animal you need to befriend or tame or you should have a connection with. Because only then you will be able to overcome the natural challenges that are coming and throwing into your life karmically.
Oh, it's horse for me then Ashwini brothers. Yeah. From Anuradha.
Yes. So it is horses for you then. Are you
Wow.
understanding?
Wow. Yes.
Because you have to, that is your savari, which means that is the animal that you need to tame in your life. That is the thing. Now, what you will tame? Your nature would be like a horse. You want to gallop, you want to run, you want to speed, you want to have cars which are fast cars or anything that might be your nature. You have to sometimes curb and to control the energies of those because that is your savari.
Wow. You know what? You're so true, Dr. Pai, because, my wife says that, Navneet, if you, get ever bankrupt in your life, ever, you will get bankrupt because of your vehicles. I'm so passionate about my vehicles. I've got, the high speeding cars and everything. And trust me, the only thing that can make me bankrupt ever in my life would be the vehicles and the high speed vehicles.
That is why it is a sixth house. You have to tame that energy. Sixth house is your debt, but that is where you are attracted more. That is where you will find your karmic balance you need to bring. You have to tame that animal's energy.
Wow. Wow.
Does it make sense? What am I trying to say here is
Makes a
something very
lot of sense.
significant.
Yeah, yeah, lot of sense.
Similarly, if you have to tame the energies of your past, then forge a connection to the ninth house from your moon's degree. Go exactly same degree, ninth house. Whatever nakshatra is falling in the backdrop, the tree related to that you need to plant, you need to water, you need to take care, manure, sit, meditate under that tree, do your pranayama under that tree, because you're forging a connection with your past. And I told you, the trees have been there on this earth even before we have come here. Millions of years before we have come here, they are already here. So there are pitris, there are forefathers. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? So wherever your Chandrama is, whatever degree it is, go to the ninth. You're on mute, Navneet.
Okay, so that's the tree that we need to find out, right?
Exactly. Degreecally, suppose you are degreecally, you're
At,
Anuradha Nakshatra,
yeah, 7 degrees and 10 minutes.
7 degrees. Okay.
Yeah.
So the you have to go to the ninth Rashi,
Okay.
7 degrees. So
Okay.
for you, the tree is it
It's
is called as
the
Krishnagras.
Pushya Nakshatra,
Sorry, Pushya Nakshatra. So it is people tree.
people tree. Yes, and you know what, Dr. Pai, I have done many videos and written scripts of many videos sitting under the people tree.
That is where your past is coming. That is where, under that tree, the Vidya that you have learned from many, many lifetimes is coming and manifesting into your writing.
Honestly, many scripts that I have written have sat under the people tree and I've written.
There your Gautam Buddha got enlightened under the people tree.
Wow.
You know, so many sages have got the people tree is sacred religious. That is your tree. That is where your past merits of your life that you have accumulated karmas of your wisdom and your wealth of knowledge is pouring when you're sitting under that tree, or you have anything related to that tree which is connected to you. You can have a painting related to that tree if you cannot find that tree. You can have even leaf, like there is a beautiful thing I will tell you, because pushya, there is one thing where a people leaf on which there is a baby Krishna who is floating with his big toe putting in his mouth, and Markandeya Rishi, there is complete annihilation which is happening, which means Mahapralaya, and Markandeya Rishi is praying. And Krishna in that pralaya is floating on a leaf, people leaf, or a banyan leaf, people or banyan. And he is a young baby who's putting his toe, big toe from his leg in his mouth. You know how when you are small, you will take your toe because you're teething.
Yeah.
And he is doing the mantra which is called as Mukundashtakam. If you listen to Mukundashtakam sitting under a banyan tree or a people tree, you will get lot of Krishna's blessings.
Wow.
Mukundashtakam.
Wow. Wow. And
Okay.
and you know what, Dr. Pai, I am now recalling many things about people tree. One small story that I want to share with you is that I got this remedy from Raj Jyotish. I mean,
Hmm.
from enlightened people in Himachal who gave me, these remedy, and I did it. I gave it to many of my followers and my, clients. This remedy was that if you are under a lot of debt, yeah, the
Hmm.
only way you can come out of the debt is if you increase your income. There's no other way. The rest are all manipulations, and eventually, those manipulations do not work. Right.
Hmm.
Now, we did this remedy, and I gave it to many of my clients. It worked wonders for them. It was that you have to go under a people tree, right? And you have to gather some leaves that are already fallen from the tree,
Follow.
right? And you take up that fallen leaf, right? And with the kumkum, you write Ram on it. Okay. And then you take those, eight different leaves and tie it with the molly, with the red sacred thread, right? And make a small garland like a mala, right? And offer it to Hanumanji on Tuesday, right? Ram Nam ki mala on the leaves of the people tree, make a garland, or Pandit ji ko you go and put it on Hanuman ji. And they've done it for 8 weeks. They've got their properties which were stuck, sold, the funds coming. They've got investors. They've got loans that were not approving at a very less or a very, very appropriate rate of interest. And they have been able to manage, that pit where they were fallen and were stuck. And now I remember, since people is associated with my prarabdha, my knowledge, the moment I've given this remedy to someone, that person has come back to me thanking from bottom of his heart. And I thought that why people tree remedies are working for me. And if you go on my channel, there is a video on people tree and it has maximum views, and people are very positive, and where we've also defined that who should give water in the morning, who should give it in the evening, based on the nakshatras and grahas. But something in the journey of Jyotisha, people tree has been one area of my life which has worked wonders for me. And now I can recall, after listening to this is so amazing.
And do you know why it is gives you results very quickly also? The same ritual, but you know why it gives you results very quickly? Tell me.
uh, I have my Rahu in Pushya. That is one
No,
thing.
no, generally for anybody, not because of your chart, because the name of the people tree in Sanskrit, you know what is a people tree called in Sanskrit?
No.
Ashwata.
Ashwata. Okay. Yeah.
Ashwa, horses.
Okay.
Vata means air. So these were the trees which gives you oxygen 24 bar 7.
Yeah.
So after a long journey of travel, the horses were yoked under this tree because next day they are getting nice oxygen even the night, and they are ready and fresh next morning to go for another, for their next journey. That's why they were called as Ashwa, Vata. Vata, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Vata is air.
Yeah.
Vata. So Ashwa, Vata. Now, why you are giving it to Hanumanji? Because it's Vayu Putra,
Wow.
Hanuman. And
Wow.
it's Ashwa, horses. So they will bring you quick results to your life.
Oh my
It
God.
is like giving oxygen suddenly to the problem statement that is there with you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
Are you understanding now what I'm
Yes.
trying to say?
Yes. I mean, these karmas that we bring from the past are so well connected that,
That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying. Go to the trees because they are our past. And
absolutely.
finally, Navneet, you said 7 degrees your moon.
Yeah.
Go to the fifth Rashi, 7 degrees of your fifth Rashi, and go and do the bird related to that. You will see your future also being very crystal clear. For example, 7 degrees from your thing is Uttara
Bhadrapada.
Bhadrapada, correct?
Yeah.
Uttara Bhadrapada, the bird is the owl.
Yes.
And the owl is the vehicle of Mahalakshmi. She's called as Ulluka Vahini.
Yes.
Ullu, in
Yeah.
Sanskrit it's called Ulluka.
Yeah.
Ulluka Vahini, she mounts on a.
Yeah.
So owl figures can activate your future karmas. It could be figures of owl, or if you see owl, or you have some connection with owl, or something with owl. Because that is about your wealth operating. That will open the doors for your generation of wealth. That is your future.
Wow. 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 I'll have to really.
This is the simple thing I wanted to say. This is all you need to know. You don't have to, you can paint, you can draw, you can, keep, sometimes people like to keep fallen feathers of these birds.
Yes.
That is also activation. Do you know in the Native Americans, the Red Indians, they used to keep feathers of specific birds like the falcon, the owl, and धूप करते हैं ना हम
Yeah, yeah,
negativity. So they use that feather from that bird to
yeah.
remove the negative influences which is there inside the house. Like, have you seen in Islam, people use this charcoal and they use peacock feathers.
Correct.
Have you seen?
Even we use it. Yeah,
Then
yeah,
what is that peacock feather? Same thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you understand that, I'm not saying you should keep peacock feathers because peacock is the national bird of India. We should not kill and keep them. If only those feathers which are fallen and collected, only then you keep it. It
Yeah,
is not something that I would recommend to anybody.
yeah.
So if you have found such feather which is fallen somewhere, that is meant for you.
Wow, wow.
Or you can feed that bird.
And
Sometimes you can go to places, and in captivity also you
I'm
can. Okay,
just recalling one thing. As I mentioned, Dr. Pai, we've started, we're making Aneev Karoli Babaji's temple here in Ludhiana. And the first day of construction, when we went, I went there, we've done the Bhumi Pujan. Bhumi Pujan was not the first day. We just, had us, laying stone. But then after around 10 days, when we got the electricity in the plot and everything, the water came, right? The first day when they started doing the construction of that area of the temple, early in the morning, there was an owl sitting there when I went there.
wow.
And it was a great omen, I know, right? Early in the morning, 9 o'clock, I went to meet the labor, wanted to give the blessings and congratulate them. I got some sweets there. The first thing that we saw on the plot was an owl. And I have I have goosebumps now, you know, relating to that, the fifth house, Uttar Bhadrapada,
Yes, fifth house.
and to my Janma Nakshatra. This is all signals coming from the divine. I mean, I was thinking, I just thought that, okay, this is a good omen. But now it's so much related to our karma, our prarabdha, punya karmas.
Absolutely.
Wow. This
So
is a,
that is the only thing that I want to say. This is the secret of what I was wanting to share. And I said, okay, if you want to see the picture, this is the picture of the Shiva Parivar. Can you see?
yes, I can see that. We can see it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see this is Ma Parvati, and she has to sit on the left lap. Remember, of Ma Parvati, because he is created by Ma Parvati, and Ma Parvati in Ardhanareshwara will show the left side, which is the Ida Nadi. So Ganapati is connected to the Ida Nadi, the lunar currents of the body. Kartikeya is connected to the solar current, which is a manifestation of a ball. A ball came up, fireball, and from that his genesis happened. So he's sitting on the right leg of Shiva because he is representation of the Pingala Nadi, which is the right nostril, the solar currents of the body. And who is the Sushumna Nadi? The middle one who sits is the beautiful Ma Tripura Sundari, which is Lalita. She is the Sushumna, which is the central channel. So this is the perfect picture that you need to aim. Can you see the vehicles of everybody? There is a lioness which is sitting
Yes.
here. There is the bull which is there. There is a peacock which is there. There is the rat which is sitting here.
Yeah.
That is, this whole picture is a symbolism of Shiv Parvati and Ashoka Sundari. There is one more last thing I wanted to share. There is also one Suputra of Lord Shiva who is a fusion of Vishnu and Shiva, which is Vishnu's Mohini avatar. And Shiva is called as Hari Hara Sutta. Hari is
Uh,
Vishnu, Hara is Shiva, his son. And that is none other than he's called as Ayappa Swami. He's called as Manikandan. He comes riding on a tigress bringing the milk of a tigress with her cubs. Again, there is a beautiful story. That is what I wanted to say. So, this is the complete parivar. You can see Kartikeya on the right, which is Shiva. Then you can see Ganapati in the left, and then he's sitting here. He's called Mani Kandan. He has a bell in his neck. Mani Kandan, a bell which will give alert. You can worship him in his form. You have to climb up the stairs and go and worship in Shabarimala. All our karmas that are stored in our birth is coming from every temple you go in South India has something called as a Sthala Vriksha. A
Correct.
temple has a tree which is associated with it. Similarly, there is a Nakshatra Yoni, there is a Nakshatra Pakshi, which is our future karmas, Agami karmas. The Nakshatra Yoni connected to your Prarabdha and your Kriyamani karmas. And Sthala Vrikshas are connected to our Sanchita karmas. And who comes to activate them? We repay our debt through the Nakshatra Rishis. There are Nakshatra Rishis also. Sapta Rishis are connected to the
Yes.
Nakshatras. Yes. We are paying our Rishi Tirtha, Rishi Tarpanam, we are giving to the Rishis and to the Jiva Samadhi of the Siddhars. In Tamil tradition, there are 18 they are called as alchemists. They are scientists of those eras. They knew the science of different chemicals, mixing them, and they knew about yoga, samadhi. That's why they are jiva samadhis, which means real life. If you go to those places, also you will be able to resolve the karmas related to the rishis and our pitris. So this is the entire system of karmic healing through the trees, vraksha, yoni, Pakshi, and Rishis and Siddhars. Siddha means perfected mans, perfected humans.
It's Purushas, yeah. And you know what, Dr. Pai, the standard remedy for Pitri dosha that we do is feeding birds, right? And
Yes.
on daily basis. And you know what, one thing more I'm relating here is that in coming March, at Rudra Vedic Academy, we are launching a course on the karmas associated with every pada of the nakshatra. And we've taken the stories of Karma Vipak Samhita, in which is a conversation between Mahadev and Parvati. Ma, and you know what? All the remedies, when we understand the deeper meaning of a story. You see, when we read Karma Vipak Samhita, we read a story that this is the karma. There was this guy in this, particular gaon or a village, and he did this. Then he was reborn like this, and so for an example, if you put fire into jungle and many birds have died, so Karma Vipak Singha says that in the next birth, you are going to be in fever for almost 40, 50, 60 years of your life. There's no medicine that is going to work. It's like you'll keep getting fever on and off. And I've seen many horoscopes like that in that particular pada of a nakshatra, you know. And you know what? All the remedies that are associated, which Mahadev has clearly mentioned to Ma Parvati, are related to donating cows, feeding certain animals, feeding certain birds, right? Or taking care of certain birds, and then planting many trees. Along with the primary remedy has been Gayatri mantras, 4 lakh times, 10 lakh times, 6 lakh times, depending upon the karma that you bring in with that particular pada. But all the remedies that I've learned, from the Karma Vipak Samhita is again associated with either vrikshas or animals or the birds, right? And this course of each pada, the story and the deeper meaning of that story we superimpose on the horoscope, right, is what we are going to launch in March.
Wow. I think this should be a very fascinating, course that you are going to teach. That's why I said every time I think about nakshatras, there is so many facets of nakshatras which come up. I said this is something that very easily anybody could follow if you understand the system of nakshatras, of their trees, animals and their birds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this has been the best beginning of 2020, 5 with this an hour of 20 minutes discussion. It's so amazing. And, I think all my viewers, all my students, if they apply this formula and if they're conscious within, they'll be able to relate, their past and the present life and the future for sure.
Yes, 100%. Go to such places where you find these animals. Don't disturb their habitat. I
Correct.
plead to all your viewers, because you don't want to be hurting them or going and creating disturbance. You can go to such places and you can meditate in such places. Like certain kinds of owls are only found on the river banks, on trees. They build nest. Wherever their nesting is there, you can go and without disturbing, quietly sit there. You can meditate there. You can also keep pictures of those animals. You can also feed them.
Yes.
You even in captivity, certain animals can be fed in captivity. Like you can save the elephant, save the tiger. You can make donations towards those. So there are so many ways of connecting. You're basically what you're connecting is to the energy,
Absolutely. And you know what? When the right time comes, you'll find these nimittas and omens coming to you. You'll find like,
to
and
you.
said, I saw an owl, when I was just the first day of the construction of the temple, right? So it's like these nimittas, these karmas will follow you. That's what I've felt in my
And when you find those nimittas, remember that something about your future is going to manifest there. That's why that bird was seen there, that animal would have come into certain places. So these are all great omens, I would say.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Pai, for enriching my channel. And it's a blessing to have you and see you see you soon again, on my channel.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.